What up, y'all? My name is Tommy. I own a 2015 Subaru BRZ. It is not in my room. It is outside. It is modded. Not a lot, though. Scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's like a 3 in terms of modifications and compared to what some of these YouTube guys got. But it's fun. I want to let y'all know what it's like to own one of these cars and be able to budget-friendly modify it. I'll leave a list of what I've done. The regrets, lots of them, things I wish I could have done if I had that money like that. But honestly, it's one of those cars where it's like, it's already fun when you get it. You're just adding a little bit extra, and grateful for it. So let's get into it. All right, boom, bada bing. Let's talk how it drives. So, first of all, I recorded like this whole section, and it was really nice. And my fan was on the whole time. So if ever you guys record inside your BRZ FRS, whoops, and the fan is on behind your camera or iPhone, this shit does not sound good. So what have I done to change the driving experience of this car is the question, right? Basically what I've done, first thing I did was to change the experience was the exhaust. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you straight up my full exhaust setup. Like, if you wanted to copy it part by part, this is what it is. If you want this exact same sound, right? So starting from the top with the front pipe, I have a dual resonated front pipe with the Overpipe. It is stock, so same old Overpipe everyone got. And then I have the unequal length Catless headers by BRZ x Motorsport. It was like honestly guys, I didn't have the Tomei money, and I was like, I don't really want to buy used, and I was like, my budget's $500, what can I get? And there was this brand, Canadian brand, BRZ x Motorsport, and this guy was selling a whole bunch of them, and brand new, great. They look great, sounded good, it works with the tune, so I bought it brand new for $500, and it was good. So I paired it with these Stage 2 Plus off-the-shelf tune, you know, and then after the Catless headers, I have a vibrant resonator, and the style I have is the long tube. So I believe there's only 2 vibrant resonators you can get. One is the bottleneck, which I had, and it sounded amazing when I had a muffler delete with the car, but that was it. Everything else was stock. It sounded good. I'm gonna put you guys on game for a second. Do not remove your resonator if you ever put anything Catless in your car. That's all I can give. Man, when I had that bottleneck resonator with these other Catless modifications, any loud frequencies just sounds way more louder than any low frequency, if that makes sense, right? So it was really important that I put a bigger resonator back in the car when I did the other modifications. And lastly, I do have a muffler delete, but it's not actually muffler delete, it's a valve dump. So pretty much it's a third exhaust pipe before my muffler, and when it's open, it bypasses the muffler and it's pretty much straight piped. And when it's closed, it goes through the muffler and it's quiet. There's obvious reasons why I did that. Biggest one is because it's a daily driver. If you're driving long distances, you may not like the drone, or if you're not feeling well, or etc. It's just gonna be a bit annoying and obnoxious. So what's all these people doing? So I was like, I'll get the valve dump, and it wasn't that expensive. It was about $500 for the valve dump. So I was really happy about that. So yeah, that's how I got my car to sound how it is. And I also did the pops and bangs tune. I will get a lot of hate for that, I'm sure of it. You can go, buddy. Yeah, I know some people are against that. I like it personally because, you know, as someone who's like loves cars but very much into like the flashy sort of shit sometimes, you know, I like the cars that can pop. I like the cars that can do a lot of cool shit, and it feels really nice when you have sort of a budget friendly version of that. I know it can come off a little bit obnoxious and annoying, but again, you kind of do this for your own happiness and sake. But yeah, so that's my setup with the exhaust and stuff. When it comes to performance, all that, I don't know. I haven't got a dyno. I literally am just going off of my butt and how it feels when I put my foot on the accelerator. I think it's probably like 20 horsepower more, you know, like just safe. Maybe it could be 15, maybe it could be 25, but I'll safely say that with the tune and going fully catless, it's probably at least added me 20 horsepower. I don't know. I don't really know horsepower well. I never had like really fast cars before, so. But I have to admit, guys, it is well worth it. When I get on the gas at like 3,000 RPMs, it goes up, or it really feels like it goes up. So like, and that's what matters, and in my opinion, for any car, for any person who likes to drive, is how it feels. It's not about how fast it can go or what records or numbers you're breaking. I mean, what matters is literally how you feel when you drive the car. You know, that's why some people marry ugly people. I mean, shit, I don't know. Maybe it's because they make them feel great. And, you know, it's not about some of these things that we see online or that society pushes on us. Man, I'm getting really philosophical with this. But basically what I'm saying is the car has a good amount of horsepower. Not a great amount. I mean, I would love to squeeze another 100 or 50 out of it, and eventually I guess I could, but for what it is, I think it's amazing. I think it's a great budget-friendly option if you value things such as the look of vehicles, such as the handling, manual, you know, all that sort of, the cornering ability, you know, aftermarket, all that stuff. I think the BRZ checks off really, really well. But man, Orange Light cock blocks me. Yeah, I don't know. I think this car is well worth it. But I did come from a Mini Cooper S 2004, and I really like the way that car drove in the city. Now, this is one thing that I do have my kind of regret for when I was shopping for this car, is like most people, when you're shopping for a car, or car enthusiasts, you do a lot of research. You do a lot of research online, you know, on YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is, and you're seeing people drive it and they're complimenting the car in the environment that they're driving it in. Most of the time when people are reviewing the BRZ or FRS, I found that they were reviewing it in its environment that it excels in, and it kind of gave it a bit of a biased, you know, like representation of how the car is. So what I'm basically saying is, like, I'm someone who drives in the city a lot. This car isn't amazing to drive in the city. It's not as fun to drive in the city. It definitely is more fun in the back roads. And I think someone reviewing this car, could be same personality, same me, in country roads would be like glazing the shit out of this car. Versus, I'm a bit more hesitant. I think I had a bit more fun in the Mini Cooper S than I did in the BRZ in the city, because of the torque that car had. It had a supercharger in it. It sounded sick. It was perfect. It was super light. Again, it didn't have much horsepower, but it felt fun. It felt really fun. So I would keep in mind, for those that are looking into a BRZ or are ever, you know, just want a bit more clarity to that feeling that there might be feeling, that I'm feeling too, is that it may have not been as good as it seems in certain scenarios. So when I'm just driving, you know, on the streets of Toronto, I'm like, well, can't really do too much with it, because I don't even know how to drift, and I don't want to fuck it up. Oh, fuck! I just hit the hardest pothole. So, you know, it may bring a bit more clarity to that feeling of like it doesn't excel on all the fronts that you thought it would. And that's just kind of what I'm getting at, is, you know, don't go into it thinking like, shit, they said it's fun, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, I mean, when you take it out in the city, and, you know, you can't do too much with it. You know, a lot of cars are just going to be faster than you. It's just how it is. I've done an intake to this car. So I have the K&N Typhoon Intake. I think it sounds really good. The reason why I got the intake was it was just a really good deal online. I wanted to be hands-on with the car. It was super easy and it felt like it wasn't, so that's great. And what I mean by that is, like, it was really easy to do, but as a person who hasn't worked on cars much ever prior to that, it looked like it would have been hard. Like, someone looking at me doing that would have been like, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. When in reality, it was just really simple. This car is really simple to work on. So one thing I do want to point out with this exhaust system is the fact that I do have it remotely controlled with the dump valve. So at the behind my steering wheel, you can kind of see when I tilt my camera, this right here, yeah, I can't do both at the same time, is the open and close option for my valve. So I love the position of it, because when I'm driving and let's say there's a cop or someone's passing by me and I don't want to, you know, draw too much attention, I can just turn it off like it's a paddle, you know. That gives a lot of versatility, and it's a DIY. At the end of the day, it's your car. You got to make these modifications that make you more susceptible to that way of living. Now, I do wish I had that NVIDIA and the Tomei and you know, those big 5-inch tips on the back of my car, right? Like, my exhaust tips are just stock. I got some small tips, but it's not about the size, it's about how you use them, and I use them with this remote, so it's really worth it to me. And the intake sounds pretty cool, although I have heard people say that the stock intake, oh, you know what? Yeah, Bossa Yui. I've heard that the stock intake is actually better than most intakes. We got a little rev. Yeah, so I like. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. So let's stay with it off. Kind of hear the intake there. Man, what's nice is, like, you ever see those YouTube videos where people are like blurring out the speedometer because of how fast they're going on public roads, and it can be like incriminating? I feel like generally when doing this, like, I wouldn't even need to blur it out. Like sometimes I'm going like 10 over and I'm like, oh my god, this feels fast right now. And maybe I'm just like a pussy in that sense, and I just can't handle, I've never really handled like power before. But the ignorance is bliss. I won't argue with it. It's great. It's a fun car that allows you to do legal limits and, you know, kind of get away with it, because you're not putting many people in danger with how fast you're going. I mean, man, don't get me wrong, I've had those late night Google searches of the BMW 330s or 340s, 335i's, and been like, man, like, I need some power. And, you know, turboing this car is a lot of money, and it's a lot of money that goes down the drain in a way, right? Because it's not really resellable. So there's a lot of things to account for a car when you're a car enthusiast, but you have a life. Basically, this video is for people, for all car enthusiasts, for anyone that gives a fuck, but mainly for those people that can relate or want to learn from someone that loves cars, but is bringing a bit more real life into, like, you know, you can't put all your money towards this stuff. You have to go budget friendly sometimes. There is some risk with cost with certain things. Like, for example, I love this pop tune so much, it makes me feel like I'm driving a Ferrari, but I know that it's probably doing some internal damage. It probably is doing a little bit. It definitely is not helping, right? So certain things we do out of the stupidity of wanting more, and sometimes that can be trading in a BRZ for a crazy monthly payment for an M3 because everyone else has one, right? So I don't know, sometimes I catch myself in that loophole, and maybe people can relate to that a bit more. I think it's really important to start with something and be able to modify it to your liking, because again, I at one point wanted a Beamer because it simply popped and banged. Now I got to pop and to bang, so I like it. I like how this car is a lot. change the driving feel a little bit is the clutch. So for the clutch of this car, I did take out the spring. Do your research if you don't know much about that. If you do feel like the clutch is pretty long, where the bite point is kind of different. It was very different from my Mini Cooper S, and I love the way my Mini Cooper S clutch felt. So when I took out the spring, holy smokes, this thing felt like that car. Just, it felt like a normal manual car, like an old manual car should feel, right? So I highly suggest, if you are feeling indifferent about, or you're feeling a little bit weird about your clutch and how it feels, and maybe you're just, you know, going through it and you still just choose to clutch how it is, that's fine. But there is an option out there. It's free. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes. I did it in my driveway while it was raining or snowing. It's super doable, and I don't do car stuff often. I'm open to trades, you know, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, anything of that sort of caliber, something comparable, I guess. Yeah, man, enjoy what you got. That's my main thing. Enjoy what you got. All right, so here's the beauty. 2015 Subaru BRZ in dark metallic gray. One of the best colors. I really like the World Rally Blue, Subaru blue one, but this was just a really good deal I couldn't pass up. So far I got the rear diffuser, this guy right here. Decent quality, honestly not great. I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. It's really thin and plasticky. Got up off Amazon for like 170 bucks Canadian, so not bad, not great. I smoked out the rear brake, smoked out VLAN taillights. I just think anything gray and smoked out on the back of this color suits it really well. Smoked out the logo, so I tinted that as well. I have these stickers here. BTN and Drift Culture are both kind of like Toronto, Hamilton, GTA kind of car groups. I'm not crazy familiar with them, but I do have their stickers, so represent. Rally World and FT86. I actually created these. I made these through ChatGPT, which is crazy. So I gave a couple prompts and it was able to create me this, and then I found somebody and they printed it. So I need another one. I need a small one right here. Moving around, I got this. This needs to be touched up a little bit. It is a little flingy, but I like it. It's like a rear spoiler. It reflects well with the sticker, so I think people would appreciate that. Rims are stock, obviously. I would love to get new ones, but I'm broke as fuck. I got spacers in there. Don't know the brand, even though it says it right there. So OMT, they're 1-inch spacers. I think this is how they should have came factory, because yeah, it was way too tucked in before. Smoked out the 2 fog lights and the daytime lights. Thought it would look better, although I did a crappy job, so I'll have to fix that. And then I got these replacement smoked ones as well. These were about 20 bucks. So if you go to the right place, you can find them for pretty cheap. Smoked out the badge as well. She's looking good. Yeah, so this is smoked out again, just to be cohesive with the look. I've had to replace this one twice now. I had a front lip and it ripped off, and in the same instant it ripped off, the side marker came off with it. So certain things to be aware of, like those things come off really easily, so you'll have to buy a lot. And I know there's certain things out there that help make it stay longer, but I don't know, man. You gotta find it.